This day 167 of Zohar Pshat. Yesterday we spoke about the how the Kelipah pursues young children, um, based on the idea of Wednesday with Morris being Chasar, being the day in which Askara can prevail. And one of our listeners added some elucidation in that the two great reasons why children are afflicted by or pursued, I should say, by Klipos. One of them is because they're less well protected. They don't have their own schuyos yet. They don't have their own merits. And the other is because they're cleaner. They have an intrinsic innocence, the tmimus, which is why the hevel pm shel tinoko shabes rabban is considered to be so precious, because it's untainted by averos and other sorts of negative phenomena. So therefore, children are cleaner and therefore more attractive, so to speak, to darkness. Darkness tries to infiltrate and attack that which is most light. So then the listener said that among the Yemenites, the women don't leave the house with their children for the first 40 days after birth because they are less well protected against the kochos chitzonim, against the kochos hatuma, the klipa, which we're discussing here. And evidently in certain Edot HaMizrach, there is a custom not to hang out laundry at night, children's laundry, children's diapers as well, at the time when they still had non-disposable diapers, to dry, because again, the idea of the klipa being attracted to that which represents this innocence and being able to have an impact on it in a negative way. So that is this idea of this klipa coming and attacking young children. And we are now on Daf Yutes and Beis, where there is a period in the second paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 lines down. It says, Kribas Tarigan Eden Da'ara. Now, obviously, we're just skipping ahead here from the Wednesday of creation to Gan Eden after the Ched of Adam Rishon. But this klipa goes to the opening of Gan Eden below. Hamas Kruvim Nachi Tari Gan Eden. And it sees the Kruvim, which are placed in order to guard the gates of Gan Eden. Of Yasus Tamon. And it sits there, Lagabehu Lat HaCherev. Opposite that Lat HaCherev, opposite the flame of the sword, the Cherev HaMisapechas, which guards their Eitz HaChaim. And fascinating thing, begin to nafkas misitra the hulat, because this klipa comes out of this flame, and later on in the Zohar Kodesh in Reish Chafaf Hamad Beis, it says, it's referenced here by the Tzutz Zohar. It says a person is buchinas. So a person is constantly going from good to bad and from bad to good. And that's where this klipa has this as place of entry. And it works out well with what I was discussing before. The klipa looks at a person who oscillates, who goes back and forth between good and bad. If a person is only good, then the klipa would have no entry. A person is only bad, the klipa is not interested. It's already on its side. So the klipa goes and looks for the place. The person who's hapachpach goes back and forth, which is almost all of us, of course. And there is it's place where I can get in, right? And we should add, although it's not explicit here, but I think the kruvim. It says the kruvim have the lat cherem misapeches. So particularly by the young children, as well, the kruvim represents young children. There's this idea of it's waiting there in order to get in, because begin the nafkas misitra dulat. It's from the side of that lat of that flame, and the flame can be a flame for good, a flame for bad. He's orus for good, he's orus for bad, and therefore it looks to get in there. That's where it's waiting to get in. But shaitu the lot is hapach, when that lot turns, and evidently it doesn't have that. It doesn't have its. No, I'm going to change that. Shaitu light is when this lot turns, and meaning that it's an open season, so to speak. It's hapich when it turns. Arkas the klipa goes out. Mishtates ba'alma. It's a good time to go out in the world. Mishtakas Rabbi, and it finds children. These chazun lisanosha, which are appropriate to be punished for whatever reason. In other words, there's an opening there. V'chaychas bu, and it laughs at them. It scoffs at them. The ktilasuna kills him. Now, killing could be here literal killing, and this is, of course, is why they were all careful, as we mentioned before, about 40 days and the laundry, but also can mean obviously spiritually. In other words, to go and attack these people at the time when the flame is going in the negative direction. The dahi, and this is begril desara, this is when the moon is waning. This is the lower part of the month, the second part of the month. Now again, it could be literal, right? Because it's a weakness coming down into the world, but also means when Am Yisrael's nimshal irach, Am Yisrael's like the moon, and when we're waning, we're on the wane, we wax and we wane. It's like the cherub goes, turns around and around, and when we're on the downside, that's when the klipa was susceptible to the klipa. The Greek here, the ziras nor when its light is diminished. V'da moros, and that's moros. This is a moros chaser, we said, instead of mole, and it's a me'era, it's a shortcoming. When there's a shortcoming, then you get in. And the world is built that way. Everything is ups and downs. Somebody sent me a beautiful message. Not from a Jewish source. I think it's one of the popular. I'm thinking it's from Eckhart Tolle, or one of the popular self-help writers nowadays. But whether it is or not, it's an interesting statement, concept, which I'm going to read you. The down something about one of my Talmidim. The down cycle is absolutely essential for spiritual realization. You must have failed deeply on some level or experienced some deep loss or pain to be drawn to the spiritual dimension. Or perhaps your very success becomes empty, meaningless, and so turned out to be failure. Failure lies with the concealed in every success in every failure. This world, which is, say, on the level of form, everybody fails sooner or later, of course, and every achievement eventually comes to naught. All forms are impermanent. You could still be active and enjoy manifesting, creating new forms and circumstances, but you won't be identified with them. You do not need to give them to give you a sense of self. They are not your life, only your life situation. That's a very nice idea, and it's for self-help and psychology. And but here, taken lahavdil perhaps and applied to our Zohar Kodesh, it means that everything is cyclical. And everything is ups and downs, and failure is success, and success is failure, and it's constantly going round and round and round. And therefore, there's always and since that's necessary, it's an essential part of life. So therefore, you have to be careful when the waning takes place, not to let the klipa get in and distract you, for it actually is your mission to go look for the next waxing, for the next going up, and the next illumination which you can accomplish.